welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to understand some basics as well as the advance of the NumPy library, like how can we use it, what is the purpose of using the NumPy, what is an array, and what are the other library which can help us to manipulate as well as for the scientific computation of the data. So as we can see, the basic definition of a NumPy is a Python library used for the working with arrays. It also has functions for working in domain of linear algebra, transformation, and matrices. NumPy stands for the numerical Python. So we get an idea about the NumPy, that it is some sort of related to the array. So first of all, we need to understand what is an array. So in layman language or in basic definition, we can understand this by an array is a collection of items that are all of that same data types. Okay, so when I am saying that these all the elements must be of the same data type, it means that all the elements in a collection must be, whether it must be float, integer, character, and all. So the data type can be a number, string, character, or even another array. So the basic example of a array, it must be like if I want to arrange some sort of fruits like apple, banana, mango in different boxes. So I will sort the boxes on the basis of the fruits they have. I would not put any of the mango in a apple box or any of the apple in banana box. So that's how array works. So the NumPy is related to the manipulation as well as the transformation of an array. Some of the characteristics of an array is its fixed size. It means that the array must be of a fixed type. Uniform data. It means that all the elements in the array must be of the same data types. And the last one is the index access. It means that we can access the element in an array by using its index number. So that's all about the array. Coming back to the NumPy. NumPy is used in various areas like weather forecasting, where we need to analyze the massive weather dataset to predict the future temperature. It is also used in the image processing by filtering the photos and detecting the faces in a crowd area. Also in the financial analysis, where the tracking stock prices, analyzing trends is important. Also in the machine learning, where the backbone of any machine learning algorithm is NumPy. Now let's discuss the features of the NumPy which make it more powerful and help in the manipulation as well as the transformation of the array. The first one is open source. It means that the NumPy is an open source library, which means its code is freely available for users to view, modify, and distribute. For example, we can access NumPy source code on platforms like GitHub, controlling its development and exploring how functions are implemented. The second one is the powerful n-dimensional array. NumPy provides a powerful array called NumPy ND array that supports multi-dimensional array, facilitating efficient manipulation of large data sets. For example, creating a 2D array in NumPy. The third one is easy to use. NumPy offers a user-friendly interface and a vast array of functions, making it accessible for both beginners and experienced users. For example, calculating the mean of an array in NumPy. The fourth one is numerical computing tools. NumPy provides tools for performing various numerical computations, including mathematical, logical, statistical, and linear algebra operations. For example, performing a matrix multiplication using NumPy. The fourth one is interoperable, means NumPy seamlessly integrates with other libraries and languages, allowing data interchange and collaboration with tools like Pandas, SciPy, interface, language like C and Fortran. For example, using NumPy with Pandas for data analysis. These are all the features NumPy carry and helps in the manipulation as well as the transformation of the data. Coming to the applications of the NumPy. NumPy is widely used for performing mathematical operations on array efficiently. For example, adding two arrays element wisely using NumPy. The second one is maintain minimal memory. NumPy efficiently manages memory, allowing for optimized storage of large datasets and minimizing the memory usage. For example, creating a large random array with minimal memory storage. Also, NumPy helps to create multi-dimensional array, which means NumPy excels at creating and manipulating multi-dimensional array, which is essential for tasks involving complex datasets. The fourth one is NumPy is widely used in the data analysis. NumPy is a fundamental tool for data analysis, providing efficient structure and functions for working with numerical data. For example, calculating the mean and standard deviation of a data using a NumPy. The last one is form the base of for script. It means the NumPy serves as a foundational library for many scientific computing scripts, providing essential functionalities, for example, numerical tasks. NumPy is also used in variety of areas. For example, writing a simple script for matrix multiplication using a NumPy. NumPy is also used in face recognition, speech recognition, and also the various areas. Import NumPy library. So we just type import NumPy as np and run it. So the command is completely executed. So for this, the first one will be create a variable that name is must be I will a. So create an array np dot array. Okay. So as we can see that we execute a command which is np.array0. So what does it mean? So it means that we are passing a command that is used for creating an empty array. So empty array means it does not involve or have any numbers in this. So if we check this, so as we can see there is no element, no numbers is there, only an empty array. So we are done with the empty array. So the next one will we create an array named b. So this time we will create an array with values. So for this we need to pass a command that is np dot array. So I will give some values like 1, 2 and 3. So as we can see the command is executed. Now let's see the variable. So now you can see it's not empty, it's have values like 1, 2 and 3. So this command used for creating an array with values. So moving forward, the third command will create a 2D array. As you can see, this is a one-dimensional array. So for creating a two-dimensional array in NumPy, so we just pass a simple command that is, first we assign a variable that is c and np dot array. Since we are creating a two-dimensional array, so we need to pass a command, need to put some brackets, that is this and 1 comma 2, and we now pass this command. So as we can see the command is successfully executed. Now we check the variable, that is so as we can see our value is in 2D array. As we compare with this is what one dimensional array, and this is what two dimensional array. We can check the shape of this by typing a command that is c dot shape. As we can see it's a two dimensional array. Now can we we'll check the shape of this. See, this is a one dimensional array and this is one the two dimensional array. So moving forward, let's type a command that will give a one dimensional array with all zeros in it. So the command for this will be np dot zeros. So here the value will be put like how many zeros you want. For example, I want 4 zeros, so I will simply put here 4. So once we executed the command, as we can see there are 4 zeros. If I change this to 6, it will give us 6 zeros. So we covered with the 6 zeros command. Let's move to the ones command. So for getting ones, we need to pass a command that is np dot simply ones, and so in these bracket we need to put some values. So by passing out this command, this will give as a two-dimensional array of size a into b with all ones. So I simply put here 2 4. So as you can see, it will give us two rows with four columns. As we can see, 1 1 1 1 1. And if I change this to 1, and so as we can clearly see, this is the row number and this is the column number, a total number of values in it. And we can see that simply the values are 1. We get the next one is arrange command. So for this we just simply create a variable that name is d and pass a command that is np.arrange. So by passing this command, this will give us a 1D array of values from 0 to n with some steps. Like for example, if I want a number that is from 0 to 10 and I want 5 numbers from it, so I will pass a command that is np.arrange from 0 to 10 and the step size will be 2. So I put here the double R, so just simply remove it and pass the command. As we can see, the command is successfully executed. Now just print the D. So you can see here that the step size will be 2. The number is from 0 to 10. So the arrange function will help us to sort some values, to get some values which on the basis of a step size from a limited numbers. For example, if I put here 50 and the step size will be 3. Now pass the command. So you can see I get the values from 0 to 50 with a step size of 3. So we are done with the arrange function. Now let's pass some basic commands. Means, for example, if I do 2 asterisk 4 2, so it will give me 4. So means it will use to get the square root of the number. For example, if I put here 4, I get the square root. If I put here 17, I got the value. So this command is used for getting a square of a number. For example, if I want to find the square of 106, I will simply write this. And so the square of 106 is 11236. So the next command will be random command. So for this I will need to create a simple variable that is e and pass a command that is np.random. So this command is generally used to make an array with random values between 0 to n numbers. For this we need to pass the command that is np.random.rand. Now we need to give the values from which value we want to start the number and on which value we need to end the number. So for example, I want number from 0 to 10. So just pass the command and put the variable name. So as we can see, the shape of the is 0 to 10. The shape of the variable is from 0 to 10 and the data type is float. So we just simply put print e. Okay, so we just made a mistake in the command. So for getting any random variable or values from 0 to 1, so for this we need to put here the number we want. For example, I want 50 values from 0 to 1, that is. So as we can see, we got 50 values from 0 to 1 which are randomly generated. You can see no values are similar, all are randomly generated and all are in between the 0 to 1. So the next command will be, for example, if I want identity matrix, so for this we need to pass a command that is np.I and we need to put here the number, so dimension what we want. For example, I want 4 dimension, So as you can see, it's a 4 dimensional and the identity matrix which have a diagonal value of 1. So these are all the basic commands which are used in the NumPy or creating an array. So the last one will be if I want a number which is randomly generated from 0 to 100, or I want to choose a number from 0 to 100. So for this we just simply pass a command that is np dot random dot rand int 0 to 100. So you can see that we get a random number from 0 to 100. If I make this 200, 2000, so this command will be generate the random number between the values. So these are all the basic command we got in creating NumPy array. The next we will get about the sorting, inspecting properties of the NumPy. We're done with the creating array commands. So moving forward, we will see how we can manipulate the elements in the list. So for this we need to play with the inspecting properties command. So first we need to import NumPy library by passing a command that is import NumPy as np, and for showing the certain commands in the inspecting properties I will generate a simple NumPy array by np dot arrange, and I will generate a value from 0 to 100, and I want 50 values. Just print the variable that is 0 comma 50. So here I just mentioned 50 here. I want to mention 2 because this value is the step size and this value is the end number and this one with the starting. So as we can see, our variable a has certain values in it from 0 to 100 with a step size of 2. So let's put some command here. So the first one will be the size. If I want to know about the size of the element variable a, so I will put a command that is a dot size. So as you can see, it includes total 50 numbers and the size command gives us 50. So the next one will be the shape. If we want to know about the array shape, like it's 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional and all, so for this we just type a command that is np dot a dot shape. So as you can see here, it's a 1 dimensional array. It does not include any rows and columns. It's just a 1 dimensional array. So the next one will be about the data type, whether it's floats, integer, text and all. So for this we pass a command that is a dot text. So remember here a is our variable as we created earlier. So for okay, so it's not text, it's a dot d type. I just put here text. So as we can see, it's int means it is integer values. So what if I want to convert these integer values into another data type? So for this I will simply pass a command that is a dot as type. So here I want to put the data type I want. For example, I simply put here float. So you can see here all the values are converted into float. Float simply means decimal values. On the other hand, int means the integer values like 1, 2, 3, and here the float gives us value like 0 0.1, 2, 2.4 it must be anything. So for converting our variable into a list, I will pass a command that is a dot to list bracket. So as you can see, this command change our data type to list. So by passing this command converts array into a Python list. Okay, so now we are done with all the basic inspecting properties commands in NumPy. So moving forward, we'll see how we can sort, reshape, and manipulate data in the next. So the next command is copying, sorting, and reshaping command. So in this command, we will simply see how to copy a array, sort the array, and just reshape the array into from one dimensional array to a two dimensional array. So for this, I imported NumPy library as np and then create a variable that is a, and in this variable I have put it some values from 0 to 100 with a step size of 2. I pass this. When I print this array variable, I will get values from 0 to 100 with a step size of 2. So we got here 50 values. So what if I want to copy this array into another variable? So for passing this command, I just write some command that is create a variable that is c, and I want to copy this array in this. So I will do this by a dot copy np dot copy a. So a is the variable name in which the array is stored. So I just simply pass this command. So as we can see, we successfully copy the array in this variable. So if I want to check here, I will simply, so we can see that our array is copied in this variable named c. So the next command will be like if I want to see these array in float. As we can see, its data type is int. We can check by a dot d type. We can see the data type is integer. So what if I want to see the values in float without changing the actual data type? So we can do this by typing a in the variable view, and I want here float. So as you can see, I just converted the data into float values without actually manipulating with the data. So by this we can see the data in any of the data type. So next command will be for converting a two-dimensional array into a one-dimensional array. For example, if I create a variable that is d, it must be in two-dimensional. So np dot array comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 d. As we can see, it's a two-dimensional. We can check shape of the data, and we can see it's a two-dimensional data, and I want to convert it into a one dimension. So we can do this by d dot flatten okay then. So as we can see here, the data is completely converted into a one-dimensional array. So the next command will be for the transpose of the data. If I want transpose, means converting a row into a column or converting a column into a row, I just simply pass a command that is d dot t. So as you can see here, the data is completely converted into a four rows, as here it is only one rows. So transpose command will generally convert a row into a column or a column into a row. So the last one command is for reshaping reshaping array into another. So this command will reshape the given array into n dimensions. So for this we need to pass a command that is n d dot reshape. So as we can see here, four elements. So we can just pass the command 4 no 1. So the first value is for the rows and the second value is for the number columns, how many rows we want and how many columns we want in our array. So these are all the basic commands which are included in the copying, sorting and reshaping commands of the NumPy. So the next type of command is adding and removing command. For this we simply create an array that we named A. We dot arrange 1 to 100 with a step 1 to 100 with a step size of 2. Okay, so we need to remove one R from here. So as we can see, we pass the command, and here we can see it's include 50 values from 1 to 100 with a step size of 2. So we just pass our adding and removing commands here. So what if I want to add a last value here, like I want to a number that is 100 after 99. So for this I will pass a command that is np dot append. Append is generally used for the addition of one more values in it, a and the value I want. See, 100 is added in the last as a last value in this array. So if I want to delete a particular value from the array, so I generally pass a command that is np, okay, np dot delete, and the array name is a and the index number. So for 3 the index number will be 1, and axis is equal to 0. So here the axis is equal to 0 means we are deleting a value from the rows, and as it's a one dimensional array it doesn't have any column here. So if I want pass the command, it give us this array which do not have any value like 3. So we successfully delete a value from this array. So these are all the commands which are included in the adding and removing command. So the next command will be indexing and slicing commands. So these commands are generally used to get a particular value from a data. Means if I want to only these values from the data, not these, only from 1 to 13. So what command should I pass if I want to any these values? So for this I will use indexing and slicing command. For example, if I want value only 1, so I will pass the command that is a, and the index number for 1 will be 0. So 0. So as you can see we get the value 1. What if I want here 99? So we know there are only 50 values, and the index number for the last value will be 49. So we get the last value here 99. So what I want a particular value from 1 to 19. So index number for 19 will be 9. So for getting value from 1 to 0 to 9, I will pass a command that is 0 to 9. As you can see, we got the value from what 0 to 17. I will pass add 10 here, and yeah, we got the value from 1 to 19. So these are all the slicing and indexing command in this. And if I want to access the last value, I will simply pass that is command that is a minus 1, which will return us the last value of the array. And further commands will be like if I want to access the value on the basis of the last number. For example, if I want to access the last value 99 and I want to access any of the values like from 1 to 99, we'll pass a command that is to 19. So we can see that we got value from index number 0 to the index number 19. We can do this in the reverse order, like this command will give all the elements in the array like this except the first one. So these are all the indexing and slicing command in this. The next command in our NumPy command list is scalar maths command. So basically these are the basic math commands which are used in order to subtract, add, multiply or divide or get some power, or we can say this get the square root of any array elements. So we will see these commands. Like for this we need to create an array like a is equal to np dot arrange. So I will simply want to create a small array which is from 1 0 to 0 to 20 with a step size of 2. So here we got only 10 values, you can see. So on these 10 values I will perform some scalar maths command. For example, if I want to add 2 in each element of this array, so I will do this by np dot add array name, and I want to add 2 in each elements. So just 2. As you can see here, 2 is simply added in each element of the array. 0 become 2, 2 become 4, and so on. So what if I want to subtract? So I will perform the same method a, and I want to subtract 1 from this. So as you can see, these all the functions are performing on the actual array, the one we created just earlier. So 0 become minus 1, 2. So as you can see, 1 is subtracted from each element of the array. Simply we got multiply and divide here. So as we can see here, we just simply multiply all the elements stored in array A with 2 and we got this, and we simply divide the array with 2 and got this. So these are some of the basic commands we got. The last one will be the power command, which is used to get the square or anything of the number. So if I want to square of the whole elements in the array, so I will simply put here a 2. As you can see, we got the square of the number here. So these are some of the basic commands we perform under scalar maths command. Here. So the next one will be our vector maths command, in which we perform function on the two row arrays. So for this we need to create one more array, vector math command. So we already got an array, that is A. We just simply create an array B. So in this array we got value from 0 to 18. So the next we got L from 20 to 40 with a step size of 2. So here we got values from 20 to 38 in continuation of the values in our array A. So what if I want to add both the arrays? So we can do this by simply passing a command, that is np.add a comma b. So a comma b are the variable in which we stored our array, and if I simply pass this command, see, we added both the arrays together, 0, 22, 24, and we simply perform some more steps like subtracting arrays, subtract a comma b. Okay, so we got some old number has no subtract. Okay, so we missed here a t, so we subtract the array from another array. Multiplication, division. So here we perform some of the basic functions like multiplication, divide, subtract, and addition. We can also perform a power. And we got here the power of the array 1 on array 2. So that's it. So we will see some other. So the command in our NumPy command list is statistic command. So in statistics we all know we calculate the mean, minimum, maximum, sum, variance, standard deviation in order to get familiar with the data and in order to explore the data. So in this we explore the array. So we just print our array. So our array has these values. If I want to sum all these values, I will simply pass a command, that is our array name and sum. As we can see, this value gives the sum of all the elements in our array. If I want average, or we can say mean, we can pass this. So we got 9 because we have the total sum of this array is 90 and the total number of values in this array is 9. If I want to access the minimum value, we got this. If I want to get the maximum value, we pass this command. So these are some of the basic statistic command in the NumPy. If I want to find the variance between the data, I will simply pass this command, np dot variance. Okay, so here we got the 33. It means the variance between the data is 33. And about the standard deviation, so standard deviation is 5.744. So these are some of the statistic command in NumPy which we have done. So these commands help in exploring the array about more. like how the correlation between the data, minimum value, maximum value, variance, standard deviations. The other command is mining and splitting commands. So we all are familiar with these commands like concatenations, about adding a one more value at the end of the another array. We have done it in SQL too. So for this we need to have two arrays. One is simply A and the other one is B. So we got here two arrays. What if I want to add the value of the array B at the end of the array A? So I will do this by passing command that is np dot concatenate A B. Okay, so it's giving an error. So we need to define the access to, that is 0. So access 0 is used to guide the command, like if I want to add a row. If I put it here 1, it would not action or execute, because 1 means we are adding column, but we are adding row here, so I will simply put 0 here. If I want to add one more column at the end of the other column, I will put here 1. So these are the some of the ways we can add column or rows at the end of the other array. The other one is if I want to split this A into two arrays, so I will simply do this by np dot split A and the number of times I want to split, like I want to split it 2. So as we can see here, I split the total array into two parts. What if I want to split this in 3? It's showing an error. Why? Because our array has got 10 values and we can't divide the 10 values in 3 equal parts. So for this we need to put some equal numbers like 5. So these are all the basic combining and splitting command in the NumPy command list. Okay, so we turn here all the commands. So thank you for joining me in today's exploration of the NumPy command list. As we know that the NumPy is the powerhouse library for numerical computing in Python. We covered its key features, applications, and some of the essential commands which can help to manipulate the numerical data. So if you found this video informative and helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and share with your fellow enthusiastic business analysts and data analysts and those who are really like to be in data science. Thank you.